Start game now. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Notes for Gamer. Today I'm going to take a look at the Sega Genesis Radica Play TV Legends Volume 2 plug and play system. Very cool controller here. Actually really resembles the original Sega Genesis controller better than some of the other plug and play controllers I've seen. It is lighter. It does feel cheaper. I like the paint, the silver paint, but this is just a cheap sticker. But other than that, it feels pretty good. This is a pretty solid controller and been really cool if you could get a Sega Genesis controller in red like that back in the day. Too bad you can't pull this thing out and use it in your system. Well, I guess if you had enough know-how, you could. The games are actually in the unit right here, which is actually a good idea because what you do is you put your batteries in here. You can put 4 AA batteries in the screw compartment. That way it doesn't weigh down the controller. It has a power button, as you can see, and yep, it's working. Works just fine. I really like the mini Sega Genesis look. Also interesting, Radica made an AC adapter, so if you had the right AC adapter, you wouldn't even need batteries. And of course, it has your standard audio and video cables to plug into your TV. It's in mono, of course. So there you go. It's got 6 games built in. Let's go ahead and pop this into my TV and see just how good this little Genesis plug and play system is. Let's go to the games. When you first turn on the unit, you are greeted with a simple, easy to navigate menu screen that shows you all 6 games. Sonic 2 is the first and most popular game on the system. Sonic 2 has you once again trying to take down the evil Dr. Robotnik in this highly acclaimed platformer. It plays just like the Genesis game, including the 3D bonus levels, but I did notice some sound issues, especially when collecting rings. It lost its original sound, and the replacement sound now borders on irritating. I also found it interesting that you can still select the 2-player racing option at the beginning of the game, but since this unit is only for single players, Tails will just stand there as you race as Sonic. But despite the flaws, this is still a fun game to play. Ecco the Dolphin is a beautiful looking game that has you controlling a dolphin in an adventure that has you exploring a large ocean world with some action and puzzle solving elements. But for whatever reason, this is also one of those games that doesn't seem to be able to hold my attention for more than 10 minutes. I keep telling myself that one day I will force myself to play through this game, but today is not that day. The Ooze is a very original title that showed up late in the Genesis lifecycle. You are basically a green puddle that slithers around stages, spitting and using ooze arms to take out enemies. It really is a game unlike any other that I've played. It has a learning curve, and this is due to its original style, but once you get used to it, this is a pretty neat game. Columns was Sega's answer to Tetris. It is a match 3 game where you rotate falling columns that are each comprised of 3 gems. There are better puzzle games out there, but this one still can be enjoyable at times. Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle is a very early platformer that stars one of Sega's earlier mascots. In it, you travel through levels punching and jump kicking enemies and obstacles. Hidden areas can also be found as well. You can also win items in shops and defeat bosses, but both are done by playing a game of paper, rocks, and scissors. That's right, a simple game of chance plays a huge role in this game, for better or for worse. The controls are pretty loose, and you may find yourself losing lives from the delays, and this is a one-hit wonder game. One hit will kill you. After playing the Sonic games, it's easy to say that Sega made the right decision in making a new mascot for the Genesis. Gain Ground is a port of an overhead action shooting arcade game that has you rescuing a vast range of warriors as you complete each single screen level. Once a warrior is rescued, they can be a usable character in your party, adding some depth to the gameplay. This game was known for being a good multiplayer game, which makes it an interesting choice for a single player system. As a one-player game, it's just simply okay. So there you go, all 6 games on the Radica Sega Genesis Play TV Legends Volume 2 plug and play system. On eBay, this particular unit typically sells for about $10, and that price includes shipping, but the price does fluctuate quite a bit. So what do I think of it? Well, I will give it credit for the diverse range of games it has, including some like The Ooze, which is not common in Genesis collections. Despite some of the emulation issues, there's definitely a lot for retro gamers to explore in this unit if they're not familiar with the games. However, if you already have these games in other forms, odds are this unit won't be replacing them anytime soon. So where am I going to rank this little guy? Well, I like the EA Sports unit better, but that's just because I like the NHL hockey series so much. However, I could easily see myself spending more time with this than the Atari TV game system due to the variety of games this unit has and the depth of some of the titles. So I'm going to make this my new number 3 ranked game of all the plug-and-play units I've reviewed so far. There you go, the Sega Genesis Volume 2 plug-and-play system has some interesting titles on it. If you enjoy videos like this, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, it would mean a lot. I would also like to invite you to follow me on the Facebook or the Twitter. Just go to either one and search for The No Swear Gamer. And as always, you can feel free to share my reviews on your social media site of choice. Thank you everyone for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time right here on The No Swear Gamer. Take care.